Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, to the world of magic and miracles, to a beautiful day, cold, but a beautiful day here in Santa Barbara. Every time I sit in this chair, it's always something new. It's always a new experience. It's always a wonder where we'll be traveling today. And once again, it's a total surprise. I can say that this every week, actually, every broadcast that comes through this advancement center, we are just getting so lifted. I love one of the most recent things. I think maybe Robert said it on yesterday, or maybe that was it, that we used to talk about the elevated platform of living, and now we're above that. And every transmission that comes from here, we are just taken higher, soaring further, given more and more tools that it feels like we've always had them, but we keep getting these gentle reminders and reopenings of our awareness, expansion of our awareness, so that we just more and more and more comes in. And there's no way that we could possibly receive it all at once. Therefore, this amazing, ongoing, endless giving of gifts that we get to experience. It's like it's Christmas every day. And yet Christmas is coming. And I'm excited about that too. I get to see my mom, who I haven't seen in quite a while. And I have such a great association with her and Christmas. I just always feel like a little kid again. And from when she mentioned to me on the phone the other day that she'd just gotten her tree, how beautiful it is, I cannot tell you the joy and the excitement I'm feeling. Isn't it amazing how we can create these things here on earth that are holidays, that are celebrations? In our world here at the Advancement Center, we don't need anything that anyone else has set up to celebrate and enjoy life. We do it all the time. We celebrate as it's so wondrous, as Robert has put it so many times, celebrating after anything, a momentous occasion, a new discovery, whatever, it seals it. Such a beautiful feeling. And I just see smiles and laughter and fun and giggling, and we have a really good time always. And yet Christmas provides this beautiful vehicle for me and my mother to just be, it's almost like being in a fairyland when I'm with her. She has this most beautiful way of creating the most welcoming, loving, warm home you can imagine. And she loves to tell me how one day I will inherit her house, and it's I keep trying to tell her it's not about the house, it's you. Your presence, your magic, your love permeates everything. And I know she's had many of her other visitors express that to her before. Such a beautiful way to be just every day, no matter where you are, no matter who you're with, even walking by someone in the street, that welcome, that smile. It may just be for a moment, and whoever catches it feels it. The bubbles, the sparkles, the smiles that just continue to spread like lights lighting more lights. Isn't it funny how this time of year it seems, well, for some, it seems there's just a general overall feeling of that. The lights, the Christmas lights that go up, they're so cheerful. I often wish they could just be up all year, but I guess then it wouldn't be special. But there's that feeling of festiveness, celebration just in the air. And speaking of the air, my goodness, it's so beautiful here. Today it's cold, but it's so fresh and clear. And that's how I feel. My mother lives in the Sierra Nevada foothills of California. And every time I drive up there, oh my goodness, the trees, as I get closer and closer, the trees get bigger and bigger and more amazing. And there's more trees than there are people. I'll probably see snow-covered mountains in the background as I arrive. And there's so much wildlife, so many wild visitors, because she lives out in the country, from deer to the squirrels to wild turkeys, all kinds of little critters. It's just a fairyland. It's just magic. But that connection with Mother can be just so profoundly beautiful. And there's that feeling. I've never been a mother in this lifetime, and yet I feel that sometimes, especially when I'm around little ones that may not have come from me, but that's the instant feeling that I get. Even with the animals, especially with the animals, it's a motherly feeling. Never thought of it before. And even yesterday, as I was sitting in my living room and getting the invitation prepared for this week, there was a little bird that I've never heard before that would speak now and then, and he sounded like he was just outside my window, and he stayed for the longest time. The comfort, the warmth that I experience, I don't even know if anyone else would have heard him. It was very quiet. but I always seem to come around talking about the birds. They just never cease to thrill me and tickle me and warm my heart. And that's actually that's a good description of the same feelings I'm just having pretty much every day. And the more I remember to connect with my creator, with Simeon, with all of our amazing friends, those that are here, those that have passed, those that come to you that even though they may have left their physical body, every now and then you'll just feel them. And I always see a big smile. I feel their love. I feel their joy and their freedom. There's just so much magic coming from all directions. And the more we travel, as we completely do away with time and even space, it's so easy to feel and experience the limitlessness of our being. What incredible creators each and every one of us is, we can just, oh my goodness, the gifts we've so recently been given of showing us how we can just create in a fraction of a second a whole new life, a whole new world. We can experiment, we could play with it, we can change it before we set it. Sometimes these words do not carry the same feelings that I experience, that I'm trying to express in these words. But it's the language of magic and miracles that's coming forward now. I don't know what that looks like, but I know that it's here. So I just got a very clear message. The words actually don't matter. They do, and yet it's certainly not something to be concerned about. Especially, it's just what I've been speaking of, these connections with our friends here, past, those seen, those unseen. So many of those connections aren't even made with words. They're felt. Wow. I just had a huge, wow, flash of realization how, as long as I can remember, it's always been about the feeling for me. don't know how you even talk about it, other than I just had a flash of remembering how my life has been so feeling filled. When I talk about the connections with the animals, it's feelings, it's an experience. And there's just something, oh, I just heard from the trees. They want to be included in this conversation. Because one of my favorite things to do has always been hiking in the trees, like I used to do when I lived up in Marin County. There's just endless places to hike through the trees, with creeks running through them and ocean on one side of them. And oh my goodness, just beautiful. And again, quiet. Whether I've hiked by myself thousands of times. And again, I know, as well as the trees, the amazing beings that they are, there are also other beings that live in the forest. And you could feel them, at least I could feel them, around the little babbling creeks. Oh, it's just incredible. I'm just back there right now. And those days when there was wind, it would be up in the tops of the pine trees or the redwood trees, and the sound was like music. I can still hear it. And then I'm up in Lake Tahoe at Emerald Bay, again, where my most favorite trees reside. They're so big, they're so tall, they're so big around, they're ancient, they're powerful. It's almost like they're guardians of this planet. It's what I feel when I start driving up towards the Sierras. I know I'm feeling the trees. It's so profound. It's not like everyday life when I have these experiences. Everyday life has its own magic, but there's so many interactions. And when it's just me and the trees, it's so beautifully different. Wow. It's been another interesting journey. And even more exciting, not more exciting, actually, just as exciting, again, is seeing, creating the futures that we feel are what's perfect. Oh my goodness. And there's so much to play with. So may it feel like Christmas time in your life as the gifts are laying everywhere for you to pick up, play with as you choose. smile, enjoy each other. And I love each other like you have never loved before. Message that we get from Simeon. And it's such an honor to be with you again, to play, to travel, to go, I know not where, and yet there we go. So again, with these amazing new energies that have come, that are still coming, that I always see as this brilliant, swirling colors and sparkles. I feel like I'm right in the middle of them right now. And it's brilliant. So ride the wave of these incredible new energies. Send out all the brilliant feelings that you experience as you experience more of yourself, your own magic, your own joy, your own love of life. And on that magical ride, I send each and every one of you the most perfect life, perfect health, and the most amazingly magic future. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Genya.